Welcome to the Unfinished, Imperfect, and Sacred podcast, where we navigate life with open hearts, curious minds, and messy grace, choosing truth over perfection, choosing presence over performance, and always choosing our souls over our shoulds.
Uh,
Oh, you're funny.
I got
Welcome
it.
to the Finished, Imperfect, and Sacred podcast.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to talk about a quote that we saw, and it talks about busyness and whether busyness should be worn as a badge or whether it's something that you are just using to prove your life.
Mm, perfectly said, Bobby. glad you glad you got that done. Getting into it, I mean, I love what you wrote at the top here. Are we only worthy if we are busy? This is something that I believe we go through all the time.
Oh,
We're, feeling guilty because we didn't get our to-do list done, or we're feeling guilty because, we took a break when we needed it, or we're so tired we had to take a nap. But you need to listen to your body, not just to your to-do list, and let that dictate your life, in my opinion.
for years, like everybody trotted out the whole busy people are happy people, right? Like the
Hmm.
busier you are, the happier you are, which is complete and utter bullshit. But
Hmm.
I mean, but like that, it's so many people still aspire to that. Like busier you are, the more worthy you are, the happier you are. And it's become such a thing. And I think every social media, like all social media and just our culture in general completely promotes that. Like, and
Yeah,
I don't know, I think maybe your generation is better at it, but mine still is like, it's like if somebody says to you, how was your day or how are you? It doesn't usually just mean like, hey, how are you feeling? Like, you know, happy, sad, good, bad, whatever. It
hmm,
usually like an invitation to list the things that you have done that day.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And if you can't list anything, then like you're lazy
Or you go through that internal battle of like,
for sure.
where do I find this validation from? Or how do I explain myself to them because I haven't been doing something that they would deem as important or busy or productive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think there's times of like, well, I mean, it's the whole like, there's busy just being busy, and then there's busy actually productive.
Hmm.
Like, but you can also be productive and not be busy.
This is true. And I mean, I find for myself that I am more productive when I have a lot on the go, but not when I'm busy. So, like, if I have structured my day in a way that is exactly how I want it to be, where I'm like, okay, I want to get my workout done and I want to, get two tasks done before lunch. And then I'm going to take my lunch and I'm going to have a long lunch and I'm going to visit with my friends. I'm going to do the things that I want to do. I often feel more rejuvenated even going into either the second half of my day or even into the next day. Maybe I don't work for the rest of the day. And I find that I am more productive and happy about what I'm doing in that aspect. Whereas if I'm, feeling like I need to be certain type of busy for other people so that they think I'm busy or so that they think I'm doing something that day. I mean, sometimes when I was like working in my studio and I feel like I'm not, doing enough, and
Oh,
the people around me might be like, "Oh, what is she doing down there all day? Like, is she even making anything? What are you making? What are you sewing? What are you doing this?" It's like, how do you justify it to other people?
but then do you feel like you have to like list for them what you got done?
I did. I used to. I'm in
Yeah.
a battle of it right now, I find, because and it's like what I sent to you about balancing the goals of what you want your life to look like and what your day to day should be versus like the expectations that you have from your family or from society or from the people around you. as to what you should be busy doing. And with what I'm doing is so hard to explain to people in a general basis, anyways. And so
Yeah.
I think it's that aspect has actually helped me step away from that like busy mentality because it's like I can't explain it to people, anyways. So there's no point in me trying to validate what I'm doing all day, every day.
But
So,
or on the similar path that way too, honey, because it's like
yeah.
trying to, I mean, it doesn't look like traditional busy and right. So, I mean, then I am just choosing not to explain it and not
Hmm.
to do the list of like, and then this is what I did, and then this is what I did. And yeah,
Exactly. I
but it's
think,
a definitely a training because the minute you say to me, how was your day? My immediate go to is, well, I went to the bank and then I did this and then I wrote these
hmm,
things. I, like it's
yeah,
just a deep. And
absolutely.
I think people start to try and out busy each other too, which I find super interesting.
Hmm.
It's like, then I,
My friend, I think she feels so much that she has to justify what she does with her day. And her being in fight or flight mode does not help because she has all these things that she wants to get done and all these projects on her to do list, and it's never ending. And for her, it's oppressive. And so then she just doesn't do anything. And I think that's very hard for her because then she's like, well, I did this today and I did this today and I did this today to try and justify her day. Her existing in the day that it is, she has to justify it. Take a nap and then
yeah,
come back in 30 minutes and you're going to feel better. Or if you don't come back, start it again tomorrow.
yeah. But that is our generation. That's
Mhm.
how we, like, I mean, literally feel the need to justify our existence.
Mhm.
Like, we're not worthy if we aren't busy. Like, it's not a negative thing. It's
No.
not. It's my mom raised me. It's the way most of the people I know that I would consider busy, successful people,
Mhm.
successful her, right? It's the way we were raised.
Mhm.
It was handed down that like you had to achieve all of these things during a day to like you can't go to bed feeling like you did nothing,
Mhm.
right? Like if you go to bed and all you did that day was drink coffee and watch birds, not valid,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, I think even, I mean, I don't know what kind of comments on report cards and stuff like that. I mean, I know what I did as a teacher, and I would never comment on um, whether or not, like, I would never say something on a report card that went along the lines of, like, um, she's really creative, but she's really lazy,
Yeah.
right? Because that's like one of those labels. And I think girls got labeled that a lot because
Mhm.
we could be incredibly like doing things in our head or it would take us less time
Mhm.
or we would be thinking about something and then that would translate to like yeah she's really creative but she's lazy,
Yeah.
right? Which
Exactly.
it sticks with you, like
Absolutely it does.
sticks with you. And I would almost bet like if you asked she probably has something like that
Mhm.
in, right? Or at some point, like maybe her mom or some figure in her life at some point made her feel that she wasn't
Oh,
val- valid or worthy because she wasn't busy, right?
absolutely. No, and that's a huge like thing. It's funny because it took me a while to realize it. But then like when I come back from college and you live independently and you're doing your own thing, and I mean I was working my ass off in college and I was busy and getting all my work done and filling my days with that. And still trying to experience my life and live the college lifestyle and things like this. But then you come back home to your parents' house and you have a nap, but then you hear somebody walking and you immediately wake up and are like, "Oh, I'm doing something," or I was doing this. I wasn't napping. I wasn't napping. I
Yeah.
wasn't napping. Not me. I don't nap. I don't need to nap.
Because why? Because it's lazy
Yeah.
or
Because
whatever. Like, on a
literally it was unjustifiable in a day as part of our family growing up.
yeah.
So, I mean, and that's for me. So I can't imagine for like my mom or my dad, like how they work. My dad, I mean, God, never stop working.
But I think that's as a culture, right?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, you look at countries that have like an afternoon siesta or
Hmm.
whatever. Are they any less productive than we are? I don't
Yeah.
think that they probably are. In fact, I mean, there's studies that
Yeah.
show
Well,
equally. It's just that we have been taught that like you need to be 100%
hmm,
on end of the time to be,
100%.
yeah,
And that's, I mean, I know we talked about this like with Italy too, because for me, you go through these cycles of work here, and your boss says they want something done today. And so you work as hard as you can to get it done. And if it doesn't get done, it's like you've failed, essentially. As well as the fact is like they already wanted it done yesterday, even though they asked you to have it done today. Where in Italy, I'm like, oh, I didn't get this done today. And she's like, "Oh, that's okay. We'll work on it tomorrow. Like, go have a good night." Or it's after 5 p.m. and nobody from work texts you is crazy.
yeah,
But they still function as a society. They still have major corporations and businesses and successful things happening there all the time.
yeah,
And they function like that. They take an aperitivo after work. They have a long lunch. They don't work on the weekends. They don't work after 5 p.m. And they have a better like lifestyle outside of their jobs because of it.
yeah. Well,
So,
and anybody not doing those things is probably more tapped into like Western culture than
mhm.
you're, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's
yeah,
definitely a learning curve for me for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. But,
Yeah. I find that, you know, as a creative person as well, that is a hard thing and was a hard thing for me to try and justify how you spend your day as work or as a busy day because people don't see being a creative person as work. They don't see your ideation process as work. They don't see you going outside in nature to try and find inspiration as work. So
well, yeah,
you're being productive for yourself and for your creativity and for the projects that you're working on, and that's how you prevent yourself from burning out as a creative person, by making sure you're doing those things.
yeah,
But if you get stuck in that mentality of like, I have to be busy, I have to be doing this to be productive, then I think you lose a bit of that creativity and that state of play, like we were talking about before.
yeah. But it's literally a retraining of your brain because I can be writing and not see it as productive
Mm-hmm.
because enjoying it, which we've talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not worky work. It's not,
Yeah.
like I'm busy, I'm doing the thing, and
Yeah.
it's ultimately the thing I want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I myself don't see it as valid or worthy because I am not grinding.
Yeah.
Like I'm,
Exactly.
it doesn't hurt or it doesn't, yeah, it's not wearing me out or, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the retraining,
It
which is
is.
interesting process. And I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're raised that way, it's even harder, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I mean, it's not a linear process either, because there are going to be days where you kind of get in this crazy cycle of like, I have so many things to do and I got to do this and I got to do this. And then you kind of look back on it and you're like, what did I actually productively get done in those times?
Allowing isn't the same as performing,
Mm.
right? Like, is some of the busyness just performing? Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the other
No,
thing is like
exactly.
me, if I'm busy, my answer is always going to be yes because of the way my brain works. Like,
Hmm.
whole ADHD thing, like my brain is like there's never a time I'm shut off. Like I have to be knocked out to
Hmm.
be. So, I mean, that's a whole like I'm busy. Like I got
Hmm.
20 going.
Yeah.
I mean, and it might not look it on the outside, which is also another yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that goes into the topic of like, what do you need to post performatively
Yeah.
or show performatively for people to think you're busy?
Yeah.
And to me, you lose so much of your actual process and like getting things done productively for yourself when you're focused on how does this look to other people or what can I post about this. And I think that's why I maybe struggled a little bit with my social media for L House, because my process was not like that. It wasn't aesthetic, it wasn't like I do the same thing. I sketch it out all beautifully, and then I have, my fabrics that I choose from. It's like I see a fabric and I'm like, I got an idea. I'm going to start doing this and it's going to happen as I do it.
Yeah.
And that's how I make a lot of the things that I do. And so trying to post photos or like trying to create a moment where it looked good enough to post it, in my opinion, was was detrimental, I think, a lot of the time, because it takes away from the work that I was actually doing. But also then I'm trying to build this business where I want people to see it. And so it's like, how do you find a balance between the two?
Well, I mean, you and I've run up against that when you've been like, well, you need to take videos of you painting or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah,
dude, at the point that I like stop to
to
like
find
set
a
up to take a photo of me doing the thing,
yeah.
I'm longer doing the thing.
Which is so
Like,
funny because I just told you like how it was for me. But then
yeah,
when I was telling you that you need to post videos of you painting and stuff, like I'm not thinking about it in that manner. I'm thinking about it like this is what it will look like on social media.
totally. Yeah. Well,
So weird.
it totally like the question that I wrote down was like, if you didn't have to explain yourself or use or your use of time,
Hmm.
if no one could see your life, your calendar, your social media, your accomplishments, how would you measure a good day?
Hmm. That's a
Right?
beautiful question.
Yeah. And I mean, how would you? I think like I don't even know. I mean, we're
Hmm.
talking, but I'm not even sure like how I would answer that right
I
now.
mean, I have an idea of like what I would want my ideal day to look like, or like what my day would be structured like. And to me, that is something that I try to strive for every day instead of having a schedule or because what I'm doing is very hard to create a schedule. And so I like picturing it like this is how I'm going to try and mirror my day after my ideal day. So I guess for me, if I can hit some of those points and also like we were talking about those glimmers in the last episode, is like if I can have moments like that, to me that would be a good productive day.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't even know if that's a justification of it being a good productive day, or if that's partially the concept that we've been taught of what our day should look like.
But so then that is like, so then is the opposite of busy productive or is it being present?
Ooh. being present.
Yeah.
Being present is the opposite of being busy.
Remember is the moments that you're actually like present in is what you remember. You don't remember like beyond today. You might do 100 things today, small
Mm-hmm.
tasks, be incredibly busy. Those aren't the things that you remember like a week from now.
No.
You remember like, oh, I had this great idea while I was having coffee, like
Mm-hmm.
sitting outside or whatever, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. So I feel like a goal for each day would be to be present. To be
Yes.
present as much as possible
Yes.
and aligned with what your purpose is. So whatever your purpose is for that day, whether it's for your career or for your relationships or for yourself in that moment, that would be where your productivity comes from, is
Yeah.
being present in those moments for your goal.
Yeah. I mean, it even like I remember holidays where it's like you want to get the most out of that holiday, right? Like you're
Mm-hmm.
going to a new place and whatever, and you want to squeeze all of the moments that you can out of that place. And so there's been holidays where it's like, and then you're gonna do, and then we did this, and then we did this, and then we did this, and literally those holidays, I barely remember.
Yes.
But the days where it's like we've gone and scheduled nothing and really ended up not doing a ton of things, but just really like enjoying the time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
mean, if you're using it in context to like a holiday or a vacation, and you're talking about those moments where you're not over planning or you're not trying to squeeze in a bunch of things. For me, I've had moments where that's where you run into a random local and they tell you to go check out this thing, or you
Yeah.
find this, you stumble into some crazy restaurant and it ends up being the best experience of your whole trip. So, why can't we take that mentality into our everyday? Because
Yeah.
then you will have those moments where you talk to a person and you figure something else out that you never would have thought of before, or you wander into a place you've never been before and experience it and it ends up being the best experience that you've had.
Also, if you take that out of the holiday context and apply that to your actual life,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Why don't we?
utilizing it. Exactly. I think we
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, interesting.
New goals for the week.
The week, only the week.
You said something that's interesting about uh, deeming it as successful, because we've talked about productive, but we haven't talked about being successful in this episode.
Oh, well, I mean, you're only clearly successful if you're busy,
Hmm.
right?
Or only successful people are successful because they're busy.
Yes. Right?
Hmm. And
Well,
why
because
is that the correlation? Because honestly, a
of
lot
you,
of busy people you don't even know, or a lot of successful people, you don't even know what they're doing in their day to day. But I
no.
think if you look even into corporations and people who are very successful in like corporate business and things like that, they have a team of people that they allocate things to so that they're not doing that job, so that they
Yeah.
can be present to be good at the things that they are good at. They're
Hmm.
not spending their time doing busy work. They're not spending their time doing menial tasks just to fill their day. They leave that space open so that they have the opportunity to grow and think and, come up with ideas or do the tasks that they are the best at. And
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that's part of the reason they're successful, not because they're busy.
yes. But we measure success by like one of the things is busyness. And
Hmm.
yet, one of the indicators of somebody being successful is that they are not as busy. Right?
Mm. They have time.
Yes, they now have time in their day to do the things they want to do, which is also, if somebody's in a conversation about a person who has achieved that, typically the comment ends up being, well, that must be nice,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
it's like, wow, that must be nice for them, like in a, hey, I'm super happy for them kind of way. It's
Yeah.
a, that must be nice in like a,
Yes. Oh my gosh, it is.
yeah, I'm just going to be over here like still being busy.
Mhm.
Well,
No, it is a negative uh
it's an envy thing.
mhm, for sure.
Yeah. It's like incredibly dichotomous because we aspire to be less busy, but our measure of success tends to be how busy we are.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think as well, this kind of ties into the idea of like luxury and what it means to you as a person. Because if you're thinking about your ideal day and what that looks like for you, it's different for every person. Your idea of luxury and my idea of luxury and the next person's idea of luxury are not the same. But I do believe that luxury is based in like convenience. And so things that you want, and it's easier and convenient for you to have those things. So I wonder if people thought about their ideal day as a luxury, how do you make that convenient for you? How do
Yeah.
you set yourself up so that you can have that ideal day? Because
So
it's
less,
not filling your day being busy.
right. But I mean, this also goes back to like last week's podcast too, where it's like the idea of luxury or the idea of like what makes a good life,
Mhm.
right? What and how diverse and everything. It's because like luxury to you is like a pair of Louis Vuittons that you didn't have to worry about how you got them and all of that kind of stuff. And I immediately went to like somewhere I don't have to wear shoes,
Perfect.
right?
Exactly.
Like,
And
yeah,
so, how do you make that a part of your day to day?
yeah, yeah. What are you doing?
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm. Not that my idea of luxury is a bunch of Louboutins, just clarify.
But it is. Doesn't
Now, a
matter.
castle in Italy, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's part of the plan. Do you have any questions to throw back at our audience?
So how are you creating a life that's being lived, being present,
Being present.
and not rushed through and just presented for worthiness inspection?
Mhm.
Yeah. And how do you feel doing that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you catch yourself making yourself busy to fulfill an expectation of what your day should look like instead of actually doing things that are worthy of your time?
Worthy. That's always an interesting word.
Mhm.
Yeah. What's worthy?
What is worthy? I
Mm,
think moments that you're present in, right?
absolutely.
That ties back into itself for sure. But yeah,
Yeah.
because there are definitely moments where I catch myself where I'm doing something just so that like I'm not doing nothing.
Exactly.
Glad we were talking about this. I think this is a really interesting, cool topic that relates to everybody.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And on different levels too, talking generationally. I mean, with you and your generation, like you said, that's a basis of your generation and how you're raised and your characteristics as a
Yeah.
whole. And I think for mine, I'm on the cusp of millennial Gen Z, so it's a difference between the two generations for sure, but I understand that a lot of younger people nowadays are trying to structure their lives in a different way. And it's a
Yeah.
challenge because a lot of their bosses or managers and things like that are of a different generation and they don't understand
Yeah.
why they don't have the care. They don't have in and I guess that would be in the context of the manager thinking they don't have the care for it is, but I think it's important that they care about their life and what their life looks like and how it affects them. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes it can be selfish and sometimes it can go too far and they lose, you know, sometimes life is a little bit inconvenient and you have to be okay with that. But I think it is important that people are waking up and realizing that they can make their life what they want it to be. They can
Oh, but
make their day to day what they want it to be.
I don't know how. Well, I mean, and I've been guilty of it myself. Like, oh, they don't have a work ethic.
Mhm.
What is a work ethic? Like,
Mhm.
what have to? Why is a work ethic killing yourself to
Yeah.
do something? Like,
Mhm.
why does it have to look like drudgery to have
Yeah.
a work ethic?
Yeah.
Why can't it be? You can still have a work ethic, but not have it be like killing yourself to do it, like
Mhm.
running yourself into the ground. Like, yeah. I mean, I think that that's where millennials and the generation even underneath yours that is like, and I mean, I think the pendulum swings too far sometimes
Mhm.
the other way. There's got to be a somewhere in the middle that it
Oh,
lands.
absolutely.
I mean, I think that defining what a work ethic is needs to be challenged.
Yeah. Okay, well, this has been the Unfinished, Imperfect, and Sacred podcast. Thanks for listening.